YouTubers. Today we're going to hook up a scanner to this Jeep Rubicon. It's a 2006 4-liter straight six. So I'm going to pull codes on it, and I'm going to try and go through the pinpoint test to try to determine why the check engine light's on. And hopefully it's a quick and easy repair. So here we go. Alrighty, so I hooked up my scanner and I just scanned all the modules. So we have two of the modules with codes in them, the transmission and the PCM, which is the engine computer. So let's take a look and see what we have on the engine side. I'm going to read codes here. And we have 3 cam sensor related codes. So write those down because we're going to clear all this and see which ones come back after a road test. So now we're going to look at the transmission module, and we're going to do the same thing here. So here we have 2 overheat codes. This is pretty common on these vehicles, so I wouldn't be too concerned about this. So at this point, what I want to do now that I've written down all the codes, is I want to clear code both of these modules, and then I'm going to take it for a good test drive and see which ones come back. The reason I do this is because you don't know what other people have done. You know, somebody could have unplugged stuff or whatever, and you could have a lot of false codes. So it's just best to write down what was in there and drive it and then verify exactly what is coming back. Okay, so I'm back from my road test. So I'm going to rescan all the modules again and see what codes came back. The vehicle did run poorly, so there's definitely a hard fault in the memory because the check engine light did come back on almost immediately. So I'm going to scan the 2 modules, transmission and PCM, and as you can see there's one fault in the PCM, and the transmission should be clear now. There we go. So on the PCM side, we're going to have a cam sensor code error, and that's what we're going to go after. That's it right there. So what we had there was a P0340. So now we're going to go to the cam sensor, which is on the passenger side. And it's right next to that thing that looks like a distributor, or where the distributor used to be. So you use a flat tip screwdriver here and pop that little lock off the connector and unplug the connector. So what we want to do here is go turn the ignition to the on position, and we want to check for reference voltage. This is a 5-volt system. This is a Hall effect sensor, and so I'm going to probe the yellow with pink stripe. That yellow almost looks white, so, and it's going to be on one of the end sides here. It's going to be on, in my particular way, the way I'm holding the sensors on the right hand side. So I'm going to show you here, there's 5 volts right there. Now go turn the ignition off and you're going to check the ground circuit, which will be the center wire. And that could be either a dark blue or a dark green. It's going to be one or the other. And there you see it has continuity, 17 ohms. So that's good. So what we want to do now is plug it back in. And what I want to check now, besides checking your connectors, making sure everything's good, is the output signal from the sensor to the computer. So I'm going to hook up a lab scope here and test that circuit. And the sensor output will be the opposite wire from the 5-volt reference. So I believe it's dark blue and gray. So here I have my lab scope hooked up. I have it on a 10-volt scale, 2 milliseconds, and it looks great right now. And you can hear the engine's actually running good. I'm going to wiggle the connector, and voila. So I just wiggle the connector right at the sensor, and something's up either with the sensor or the wire at the sensor itself. It really doesn't matter to me at this point. I'm going to replace that sensor. So I'm going to restart it here. As you can see, it's just running like crap now. This is what the customer was complaining about. Now to replace it is extremely easy. It's only held on there by a 10mm bolt. So go ahead and unplug it and pretty much just replace it. And after you replace it, plug everything back together and take it for a good road test so that it can run most of the PCM monitors, and then we'll verify the repair with the scanner. And there's no alignment on this. This is just pretty much R&R. You just take it out and replace it just as you saw it. There's no adjustments on this. All right. So we're going to verify the repair, which is going to go to a regular OBD2. An auto scan. This was pretty simple. And there you go. Mill status is off. And let's go here. Looks a little blurry for some reason. And you see, anyways, let's see if I can clear this up. It says no faults detected. I don't know why my camera's not focusing that well. Let's back it up a little bit here. It's just being stupid. Anyways, the repair is completed. And you can run the vehicle and try and get your monitors to run. I drove the vehicle a little bit and you can see some of them already run. The other one it did not do was the evaporative emissions. That one you have to have it between 1/4 and 3/4 tank in order for it to run that test. But I think it ran most of the other ones. It didn't run the oxygen sensor heater. And we're looking pretty good. Yeah, that's the only one. So the repair is finished. Anyways, if you have any questions on this video, feel free to post a message and I'll try and respond as quickly as I can. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.